Jackfruit crab cake. I'll call it not special and not lump, kind of in between, but more like lump. I leave it kind of loose so it falls apart and crumbles like lump. But really good. Done it a couple different ways. This way is a brand new one, and I'll show you what I put in it in a minute. Of course, I tasted it ahead of time in the mix before I made it, and it tastes like it's going to be really good. Looks like one, huh? 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 Okay, so one of the great things about being vegan is you get to make some of your own foods that you love so much in a vegan way, and it's fun to do. So that's another really cool thing about it. And growing your own food and everything's cool too, which it's June 18th, I think, 18th or 19th. And all my stuff's growing pretty well, but I'm not able to use anything yet, so I'm still buying from the store. So the normal crab cake for me is black pepper and this Old Bay seasoning. I've used another seafood seasoning that was pretty good, and I like it, but I was out of it. But Old Bay goes good. Now, I don't overwhelm it with Old Bay because I don't want it to taste like Old Bay. I just put it in to give it like that fishy, crabby type taste. And then I'm going to make mine into a sandwich. Now, there's the norm that I normally do it with. You can do it with basil. I like to do it with cilantro. This time I use a little cilantro, but parsley. Is the norm that I would normally use, but I like to use cilantro a lot, so I use cilantro again this time, but I also added basil into it. So I love the basil taste, and it goes really good with this stuff. So I got cilantro and basil in there, and I have these two guys. I got celery cut up really, really small. I normally like to put in red bell pepper, but I was out of that, so I didn't have red bell pepper. And green onion. Green onion goes in there. For the sandwich, it's going to be avocado, some spinach, and some of this lettuce. And I use this for the base, just a little of this to mix up to make it into a crab cake. And I used coconut flour. I like to use coconut flour. So I pat it on both sides with coconut flour. Not a lot, just a little bit. And that's basically it. And it comes out really wonderful. And of course, it's made with jackfruit, young jackfruit, not a jackfruit where it's a big fresh fruit ripe. Totally different than young jackfruit. Young jackfruit hasn't ripened, so it's very bland and has not really a flavor. So it's wonderful for crab cakes, pulled pork sandwiches, barbecue, stuff. I like to make chicken nuggets with it. I batter it up and then fry it in oil, not fried in oil, but dunk it in a pot of oil, and it makes like chicken nuggets. That's really cool. If you double batter it really thick and add baking powder, you can make them come out like hush puppy chicken nuggets, which is really awesome. And just make your own sauce for it. You can shred it up like a crab cake I do. Now you can cut it up any way you want with a knife because it sort of has lines in it, and you go with the lines. And you can leave it more whole. I just whip it in the processor sometimes, and that's how I make it. And you do that, and you can make barbecued ribs. You can do like a barbecue sauce, a little bit of flour, and you mash them and roll them in plastic or form them with your hands, like in rib shape, and you fry them real quick on each side to hold them together, and then you pop them in the oven, and you have like jackfruit ribs. Tonight we're out of tomato. I forgot. Didn't have any more tomato. I ate it last night, but a nice crisp tomato on top of the sandwich. And so I don't kill the crab cake taste and the basil taste because this guy here is strong, but it's a really nice special sauce. And the mayo, I'm just going to mix a little bit of both to bring it together. And it keeps this flavor, but it sort of makes its own little flavor as well. And that's going to go on top for that. So here, let me switch you over here. Can't see the time on it. All right, wasn't sure if I was filming. All right, so just crisp it up on each side and as much as you want. And then once you do that, you just put the top on, let it go for a little bit. And just so it's warm inside and everything. And throw it on a sandwich or on a bed of greens or whatever it is that you want. and that's it. So I'll pause you for now because I don't have editing until it's done. And I don't like to crisp mine up too much on the side. I like for mine to break open and have that crabby type thing. Now my family knows Pinky Shrimp, or down in LBI, they used to have these big double the size crab cakes on a sandwich, and it was look like this and it would fall apart like this. So I make mine exactly like how Pinky Shrimp was like, and this tastes like a crab cake. I'm telling you right now. I would say 90 to 95% it tastes like a crab cake, really good. And not that Maryland kind of crap style where it's filled with like pimento and tons of filler, like a lump crab cake it tastes like. And it looks like one too. It's awesome. Anyway, so it's like I style mine after Pinky Shrimp down in LBI, which was one of the best awesome sandwiches. And the next one would be Bobby Chez, not the boxer, but Bobby Chez. Giant lumbo jump crab cakes like the size of softballs. All right, so I'll wait until this is done, put it on a sandwich, and show you how it bites and breaks open. Hey, Dad, if you're watching, here's my hand. So what kind of fruit you think this is? What kind of fruit you think that is? Bowl look familiar? Grapefruit, orange, tangerine, what do you think? I mean, the color gives it away a little bit, right? World's smallest grapefruit. Now we have normal grapefruits here in California. I don't know if they're California grown or some in Florida. Normal size, but they usually charge you, like Mom and Dad would say, what, an arm and a leg? They usually charge you, it could be $2 a piece. Like a grapefruit, $2. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. Anyway, they didn't have any organic ones, and they had so it was either buy the bigger ones for like a real super duper price, or this whole bag for like $5. So I bought a whole bag of these tiny little guys. I've never seen a grapefruit so small. A little bit bigger than this, I saw Texas grapefruit, Texas ruby red. Yeah, pretty small, huh? Ridiculous, right? In this one store in my town, it's such a ripoff. I barely ever go there, but they have the nerve to sell like a regular, pint of raspberries for like $9. $9. Organic raspberries, $9. Regular raspberries, $6. It's like so ridiculous. You go to the regular supermarket, you get them for like $4. But yeah, I never seen something so small. Tastes good, but tiny. All right, so it's beautiful. It's gonna taste awesome. I'll get a bite, but without that tomato on it, it's almost like not worth eating. In honesty, like for me, and I know it looks top heavy right now. It's just kind of the camera. These are like tortilla rolls, something like that. Anyway, they're pretty nice bread. The bread around here is not good. There's one company, the same company, who makes what they call French baguette, but it actually tastes more like Italian bread, so that's a good thing. Everything else is basically crappy, mass-produced bread, or the occasional bread from independents who, are doing like the organic, non-GMO. But the only problem is they do all this super-duper bread, like 80,000 different grains and seeds and everything, and I'm not into that. Some of it's good, but a lot of it's dry. It's like really dry kind of bread. Anyway, so this company's pretty good. Then they make a ciabatta, this tortilla roll, I think it's called, and the baguette, that's good. So yeah, without a tomato, it kind of just doesn't do it any justice. And I also like red bell pepper. If I don't put the red bell pepper chopped up small in here to give it a nice flavor, I like to put some on there with the tomato. So let me show you how this thing bites. Okay, that was hot. So you can see, maybe if my camera's in it, it will give a squish down, and then it will pop out the sides. A little bit more than the crab cake down at Pinky's in LBI, but not too much. But I'm telling you, if you make it up one day, like I just described how to make this one, you'd be surprised how close and awesome it is to a crab cake. Really, really awesome. So, hope you like it. Hi, Miranda, if you're watching. I don't know if you're still doing all the vegan snacks and everything, but good for you. All right, guys, lots of love to you all. Bye-bye.